Here's my latest project. It's going to be a scrap quilt. I'm designing this on the living room floor. It's just meant to use up, it's a crumb quilt is what they call it. It's meant to use up a bunch of your scraps, and you just sew them together at random. And I have tipped them so they're on point, they call it. It's just like not horizontal and vertical, it's just tipped the other way, so it makes it so I'll have to fill in the sides here with half squares, and we'll see how this turns out. Here are all of my scraps. I have them sorted by color, and what I've been doing for this project is just grab a few small scrap pieces out of each bin and put them in a little pile, sew them together. Here's my little pile. I got somewhat organized. I just chose a few out of each bin. And then there's some, I got the little smaller ones over here, and I've been sewing them together in strips. And we'll see. I have an ironing area. I have a cutting area. Somewhat organized. So let's see how this turns out. Alright, I have my machine set on 2.5 for stitch length, and this is just going to be a straight stitch. So what you do is you just choose a block, a piece, and then you want to just keep adding to it. So I have this piece I'll save for later. I have this piece that I have together. I think I will just choose this one. So I'm just going to lay it there and sew them together. And I have my little leader there, so I don't get any bird's nest under the on the underside. And then I'm just gonna snip this one off right here and keep going. And I have another little leader here that just helps to keeps the bird nests away, so I don't have to hold my strings in the back. And that was a little close. Okay. And then I'm gonna just snip this off somewhat even, because we can just keep going. Cut my little leader off, snip the other side somewhat even. Then you just want to, you can iron it or you can just finger press it and keep going. This one is longer, and you don't want two seams to match up. So we'll flip that around, or we could just move it up a little, like so. I think I'll do that. And keep going. We're going to make 9.5-inch squares for this one, but you can choose your own size There are cutting templates. I'll show you in a few minutes what I'm talking about, but you can choose your own size of square. For this quilt, we're going to do 9.5 inch. I have this handy little measuring area here, so I just can hold it up, and I need about 1.5 inches still. I don't know if you can see that. So right here, I have about 1.5 inches that I need on that side, but then we're gonna turn it this way, and that does measure, oh, I'm about 1/4 inch shy, so I'm gonna add some more on there too, and just keep going. So when you're adding squares, like this was the first square that I added, and then I added one along this side, and you turn it, add one along that side and turn it, add one along the next side. So this is the side that I'm adding to currently. So I just want to lay this here and choose one that's maybe long enough, like possibly that, and they don't have to match. I'll put that one on there. They don't have to match. We're just using up scraps. And all these little end pieces that you cut off go back in your pile to use for another round. Okay, and then when you get your square big enough, you go iron it and cut it to size. You just want all your seams to be laying flat. So whichever way they want to go to, just iron them down flat. No wiggling. There you go. Then when you get them all flat, you want to cut it to size. I'll put this cutting mat up here so you can see what I'm doing. So flip it over, and I have this. I have put some washi tape on here. This is going to be the size of my block, and I could make blocks that are 12.5 inches. That's what this template is. But for this, I was following another YouTube video, so you can lay it on here and see through it. You're going to cut some of this off, so you just have to decide which sections you want to cut off. I kind of like these little chickens here, but I also kind of like these frogs on the other side, so I want to keep a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And then you just hold it down and use your rotary cutter. And then turn it the other way and line it up so that it's gonna be nine and a half inches all the way around. Sometimes it's a little hard to line it up. Just take your time. And that'll be perfect right there. All right, so you have a perfect 9.5-inch square. All right, after I get a few made, I come back over here and I just lay them where I think they should go. And just make sure that you like how it's looking. It doesn't have to be, see, those two purples probably shouldn't be together, so just flip it around and put it the other way. And this one has some little dogs on it, St. Bernards. That was from a project I did for another lady, so I want that to be sort of facing upward, but everything is on point, so that completes that row. And then I come back up here and just keep going. So I want it 1, 2, 3, 4. I want it to be 5 across, I guess. I have a lot of scraps. So we're gonna put this one way up here. I don't know if you can see this as I'm laying them out. Those pinks are together, so I probably would flip it around. Okay, now that's pretty good, and I would go back and sew them together. See, all of these over here, are already sewn together, and then I have this strip sewn together. So the ones I just laid out, I will go and get them sewn together. Now, can you see where this is going? Probably made you dizzy with all my moving around, but you can see where this is going, and then you just keep filling in until you have a whole quilt the size you want it, and then we will go back and get these half triangles done. That's basically, you just make a triangle, I believe 1 inch bigger, and then you cut it in half and it would be the right size. I'll have to check on that. I'll let you know. Just keep putting it together. It does get a little messy. I put a basket there, but none of them ever land in the basket. I do try to keep this pile a little neat, so when I use them, I fold them or just place them so they're somewhat neat in there still. And I kept this little piece. I don't know how, maybe do something with that. It's very cute. It's embroidered on the material. All right, stay tuned. I'll make another video when I get it all done, and I'll decide what kind of back I want to put on it. Thanks for watching.